Hi, my name is Felicia Hargrave, and I will be discussing the Nat Turner Rebellion. So, a little bit about Nat Turner. Nat Turner was born into slavery in October, I believe October 2nd, 1800. Nat Turner believed that he was a prophet, a self-proclaimed prophet, and he believed that God told him it was his duties to help his fellow enslaved people. So Nat Turner's rebellion began in 1831. I believe it was in August of 1831, where he led a four-day rebellion. He went from plantations to plantations, and he killed white men, women, and children. So here's a map of here's a map of where he went within these 4 days. So what he did was he gained the trust of other people who were enslaved, and they gathered in like the forests and things like that, and they discussed what they were going to do and how they were going to do it, and they followed that map, and they went from plantations to plantations, killing white women, children, and men. So doing this, Nat Turner and the other enslaved people who followed him killed between 55 to 65 white people, and a widespread fear increased oppression of enslaved people in the South. Like I said, Nat Turner was an enslaved preacher, and he believed that it was divinely ordained for him to kill these white men, women, and children. So, of course, being that he was a slave and they were killing white people, there had to be a lot of consequences once he got caught. So here's a newspaper picture. As you can see, it says the massacre in Virginia. So that's that. So what were the broader consequences for both enslaved and free black communities? As for the enslaved people, slaveholders tightened control, enacting laws that further limited the rights and freedoms of enslaved people. They were prohibited from gatherings, travel, learning how to read and write, and even preaching. White mobs engaged in violence and intimidation, killing many innocent enslaved people, even though they were not involved in the rebellion. The fear of another uprising is what motivated the brutal attacks against the innocent enslaved black people. As for the free black people, it increased restrictions, including limitations on the ability to own property, travel, and even work. Free black people were often viewed with suspicion and treated as potential threats, leading to increased surveillance and discrimination. So, last question. How did Nat Turner's actions influence laws, attitudes, and resistance afterwards? What I found quite interesting is that Nat Turner he destroyed the white Southern myth that black people wanted to be slaves. Who wants to be a slave? Nobody. So his actions debunked that. Like, Nobody wants their freedom taken away from them. So by him doing the rebellion, it showed that nobody wants that. No one wants to get up every day and have to be treated unfairly and beat and told to pick cotton and cook and clean for someone just because they're of another race. So Nat Turner destroyed that white Southern myth that Black people wanted to be slaves. So here's another picture of Nat Turner and the enslaved people, and this is them actually killing white women, men, and children. Ultimately, Nat Turner confessed to the killing in his jail cell. And here's a tiny picture of Nat Turner in jail. He ultimately told his lawyer of what he did and his reasonings behind the killings. Another picture I like is this one right here. It's really small, but this is actually when he got caught. This is when they discovered him in the woods. This is when they discovered him in the woods. So, yes. So ultimately, Nat Turner, he was frustrated with a lot of what was going on with him and other enslaved people, and he was willing to die instead of being a slave. He was willing to give his life up because he no longer wanted to live that life of being a slave. And I believe that he knew he wasn't going to get away with it. He knew that they were going to catch him. He knew that, but he no longer cared because he felt that he would rather die than to be a part of the slavery life. And he used his charm and his wit and his belief in God to persuade others to follow him, and they did. If Nat Turner never rebelled, Black people wouldn't know how powerful we really are. So I hope that I was able to give enough little backstory about Nat Turner and the rebellion, and I hope you enjoyed this essay. Thank you.